All right. Good afternoon, Acres of Diamonds community. I am DJ Ligori, and I'm here with co-founder Scott Gibbs, and this is Daily Diamond number 18 in correspondence to our weekly podcast that we did with Adam Morgan, Senior, where we talked about self-talk and the power of it and why it's important. And so on Tuesday, I hit a little bit about, the power of actually believing in yourself, setting worthy goals, and believing in achieving those goals. And today we're going to have Scott kind of give his perception on self-talk. So Scott, what are you going to teach us today? What do we got?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to teach you anything, but I'm going to tell you what, listening to you and Adam, what I learned and what I'd like to reinforce about what you guys said. And that's, we founded Acres of Diamonds fundamentally to help people with their self-talk. Acres of Diamonds, the concept is that we all have diamonds within us, and for various reasons, through the years of 0 to 18 years old, we've been programmed, and some of those diamonds have been covered up and there's dirt on them, there's dust on them, and they're hidden. And a lot of times a third party observer can look at you and see diamonds in you that you forgot you had. So Acres of Diamonds is about putting systems, tools, and processes in place to help the individual person remember the diamonds that they have within them. Once they remember that they have those diamonds within them, then it's a process of reinforcing their inherent greatness through self-talk, right? Self-talk is critical. Anything that you repeat to yourself will actually come to fruition, will actually come to bear in the physical world. So whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. That's a Henry Ford quote, right? So if you're going to think something about yourself, train yourself, habituate yourself, systematize yourself to think the best about yourself, right? Don't worry about what other people think about you. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility to care about what other people think about you, right? We have this problem today where social media is barraging us with all these opinions, perceptions, and ideas of what we should or shouldn't be. It's all bullshit, right? That's what Acres of Diamonds is about. That when you run people through the 6 modules of Acres of Diamonds, DJ, the first thing we do is define your culture. We define who you are as a person. And as soon as you know who you are as a person, you can start uncovering your diamonds. And as soon as you can do that, you don't give a shit about what other people think about you. There is no approval addiction, right? Don't get me wrong. I care what people think about me, but very little.
Yes.
Right? Very little. And I do always, at this point in my life, consider the source, right? If you're a poor person telling me how to invest my money, I'm probably not going to listen to you, right? If you're a person that hasn't trained themselves to learn what I've learned, I'm going to listen to you so that I can learn what you know.
Yep.
At the same time, I'm going to bounce it against all the learning I've done and what I know, right? I don't take anybody's opinion at this point as gospel, nor do I ignore anybody's opinion at all, because every single person in this world knows something that I don't. Right? They know something I don't. They can help me uncover my personal Acres of Diamonds. They can help me uncover my greatness if I listen closely enough.
Yes.
Simon Sinek has a couple videos out there right now on YouTube. One is about the millennial generation, and it really leans into the challenges that generation has relative to self-talk that is imparted upon us through social media challenges, right? 24/7, 365, mental McDonald's being fed to our people creates repetitive self-talk that is not in any way, shape, or form beneficial or healthy for our minds. And once we understand that, we can stop it in its tracks. We can replace it with self-talk that is much more constructive, productive, and empowering for the goals that we set for ourselves. So that's what I wanted to piggyback on, your discussion, Daily Diamond number 17, Adam's podcast. You guys did great. I really appreciate it. It always sparks something very passionate in me. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, say, I think you just taught me something right there. That was good. That was, there's something about feeding yourself good ideas that, we always outline the model of the ideas lead to certain feelings and emotions, which lead to certain outcomes and then lead to desires and you know the outcomes that you actually want. Actions lead to outcomes, and
Right.
so that's you know that's why not start with thinking good ideas. That's
You have to. You can't plant you can't plant an apple seed and expect a pear to grow, right?
exactly.
Any more than you can plant a negative thought and expect a positive outcome.
Hmm.
If you want a positive outcome, you have to plant a positive thought. That positive thought will germinate into a positive outcome, but it has to be repeated over and over and over and over again,
Hmm.
right?
And it's difficult. It's just like working out. You don't
Exactly.
don't
Yep.
bench press one day and your chest gets huge. You have to bench
Yep.
press for a month. So feed yourself good thoughts for a month. I mean, that's a good challenge. Every day, think of one good thought for 30 days. See how you feel for those 30 days.
Well, great point. And Trevor Moawad's book, "It Takes What It Takes." He for 30 days he fed his mind negative thoughts for 30 days. He didn't last 30 days. He lasted 28.
Hmm.
He had to stop. He said he was getting depressed. He was getting anxious. He was putting on weight. He was in a terrible place. That was the equivalent of what Morgan Spurlock did in his documentary Supersize Me, where Morgan
Yeah.
Spurlock fed himself McDonald's for 3 meals a day for 30 days, and all the physical health detriments that caused in his body. Trevor actually did it from a mental perspective. It's a phenomenal piece of his book,
Hmm.
where he goes through, he listened to country music, about his losing his wife, losing his dog, losing his money, losing his truck. He listened to, bad rap music. He listened to any negative stuff he could put into his mind. He did. It
And
was
mess.
awful for him. It
Yeah.
was awful. And this guy's the top of the top. His father was the director of the National Society of Self-Esteem, or National Association of Self-Esteem in America, right?
Yeah.
This guy's wired pretty hard in a certain way, and it unwired him.
Yes. And yeah,
So
and to your point, that was, that is the top of the top of self-talk in Trevor Moawad. And
yeah,
if he breaks in 28 days, I mean, we're constantly trying to teach ourselves how to get to that level. And, it's just a testament to put good in, get good out. I completely agree.
that's
Yeah.
Put good in, get good out. Thank you.
Not only with your physical aspect, but your most importantly, your mind too.
That's a great conclusion right there, DJ.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Daily Diamond number 18. We are out. We'll see you guys.
Thanks. Bye.